Pope John Paul II, born Karol Józef Wojtyła on May 18, 1920, in Wadowice, Poland, was the youngest of 3 children. His early years were marked by personal loss. His mother, Emilia, died when he was just 8, followed by the death of his older brother, Edmund, a physician, in 1932. His father, Karol Wojtyła Sr., a former army officer, passed away in 1941, leaving Karol an orphan at 20. Despite these hardships, young Karol was known for his intelligence, athleticism, and deep spirituality. As a teenager, Karol excelled in academics and developed a passion for literature and theater. He enrolled at Jagiellonian University in Krakow in 1938, studying Polish language and literature. However, his studies were interrupted by the outbreak of World War II and the Nazi occupation of Poland in 1939. During the war, Karol worked in a quarry and later in a chemical factory to avoid deportation to Germany, all while clandestinely pursuing his education and participating in the underground rhapsodic theater. Amid the horrors of the war, Karol felt a calling to the priesthood. He entered the clandestine seminary in Krakow in 1942, risking his life under the Nazi regime. Ordained as a priest on November 1, 1946, he pursued further studies in theology and philosophy in Rome, earning 2 doctorates by 1948. Returning to Poland, he served as a parish priest and later became a university chaplain, fostering strong connections with young people and advocating for their spiritual and intellectual development. Karol's intellectual prowess and leadership abilities were recognized early, leading to his appointment as Auxiliary Bishop of Krakow in 1958, and later as Archbishop in 1964. His tenure coincided with the Second Vatican Council, 1962 to 1965, where he emerged as a significant contributor, particularly in drafting Gaudium et Spes, a document emphasizing the Church's engagement with modern society. On October 16, 1978, Karol Wojtyła was elected the 264th Pope, taking the name John Paul II. At 58, he was the youngest pope in over a century and the first non-Italian pope in 455 years. His election was a momentous event, signaling the global and pastoral vision he brought to the papacy. John Paul II's pontificate, which lasted over 26 years, 1978 to 2005, was one of the most dynamic in church history. He traveled extensively, visiting 129 countries and covering over 1.1 million kilometers, earning him the nickname the Pilgrim Pope. Through these journeys, he sought to build bridges between cultures, religions, and nations, emphasizing human dignity, social justice, and the sanctity of life. A staunch advocate for freedom, John Paul II played a pivotal role in the fall of communism in Eastern Europe, particularly in his native Poland. His visits and messages inspired the Solidarity movement, which became a cornerstone of the peaceful resistance against communist rule. His famous exhortation, "Be not afraid," resonated with millions seeking liberation. John Paul II was also deeply committed to interfaith dialogue, fostering unprecedented relationships with Jews, Muslims, and followers of other faiths. He was the first pope to visit a synagogue, 1986, and a mosque, 2001, and actively sought to heal divisions between Christians and other religious communities. Theologically, John Paul II upheld traditional Catholic teachings while addressing contemporary issues. His extensive writings, including 14 encyclicals, touched on themes like morality, human dignity, the family, and the challenges of modernity. Notable among these were Redemptor Homines, 1979, his first encyclical emphasizing Christ as the Redeemer of humanity, and Evangelium Vitae, 1995, a strong affirmation of the sanctity of life. He canonized and beatified more individuals than any previous pope, emphasizing the universal call to holiness. His introduction of the luminous mysteries to the Rosary and his establishment of World Youth Day highlighted his focus on engaging the laity and inspiring young people. John Paul II's papacy was not without challenges. He faced criticism for the Church's handling of sexual abuse scandals, with some accusing him of not addressing the crisis adequately. His conservative stance on issues such as contraception, the ordination of women, and clerical celibacy also sparked debates within the Church. Despite these controversies, his personal charisma, humility, and unwavering faith earned him widespread admiration. His resilience was particularly evident after an assassination attempt on May 13, 1981, in St. Peter's Square. Shot by Turkish gunman Mehmet Ali Aka, John Paul II survived and publicly forgave his assailant, embodying his message of reconciliation. In his later years, John Paul II's health declined due to Parkinson's disease and other ailments. Despite his frailty, he remained a visible and active leader, showing the world the dignity of human suffering. He passed away on April 2, 2005, surrounded by prayers and affection from millions worldwide. John Paul II was beatified on May 1, 2011, by his successor, Pope Benedict XVI, and canonized on April 27, 2014, by Pope Francis. Today, he is venerated as a saint and remembered as one of the most influential and beloved popes in history. Pope John Paul II's life was a testament to faith, courage, and dedication to humanity, from his humble beginnings in Poland to his transformative leadership of the Catholic Church. His legacy endures as a beacon of hope, compassion, and unwavering commitment to truth and justice.